Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX, and today we have another video, and this time it is about the Pick'em Challenge. Now, it's not only going to be about the Pick'em Challenge, it's also going to be a short review of a keyboard that Steelseries have sent me. Now, before people start hating and all this shit, I want to just say that I'm not getting paid to review this keyboard. It was sent to me so I could do a review, but it is totally my own opinion, and yeah, if I think it's shit, I'll let you guys know. If I think it's good, I'll let you guys know. So, before you hate or anything, just know that this review is entirely my own opinion and I'm not getting paid. Because I want to be as transparent as I can be with these things. I don't want to get sponsors and all this shit where people are starting to think, hey, is he only doing it for the money or whatever? That's not the case at all. That is also why, I've been a YouTuber for about 2 years and this is the first review I'm ever doing of a device. But I have some notes here of what, my general thoughts. I've used it for about a week and a half, playing also, well, not professionally, but semi-professionally or whatever you'd say, with it, and therefore I've got a few thoughts. It's on my other monitor, so I might lose eye contact, but I hope it's okay. So, I'm just going to do a quick rundown, because some of you guys might not care so much for the review, and some of you might do, but since I'm not a professional reviewer or anything, I am just going to be giving my opinions, and that is hopefully good. As far as specifications go, with how many colors and probably what kind of buttons, what kind of keys are in there, it's probably something you can Google yourself. It's not something that I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be giving you my own opinion of the product. So, as far as packaging goes, I feel like it's maybe a bit of overkill, but that also means that you can be 100% sure that your product is not damaged when you receive it. As far as energy saving goes, it's something that I noticed with this keyboard, and it's really, really cool in my opinion, that if you turn on your computer, your keyboard does not turn on. It doesn't work, and it doesn't have any lights in it. And now, with just this sounds pretty stupid, but as soon as you press your first button, it turns on. So, as far as energy saving goes, I assume that the keyboard only turns on when you actually press the keyboard, and that can be pretty nice, because I am sometimes the type of guy who just turn on his computer and then go and do other stuff before I actually go to my computer, like make food. Did it today. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a very fast and responsive keyboard, and now the sun is totally in my eyes here. It feels good to type on. It has 6 extra buttons, and for some this might be a positive. I don't use it at all, so for me it's kind of just a waste of space. I think it has better lighting than Razer Black Widow Chroma, which was the keyboard I used before. It's the only thing I can really compare with, because it's the only thing with lights in the keyboard that I've had. But I had so many issues with my other keyboard, and that's also why I kind of got out to SteelSeries and asked if they had any product that they would recommend, to which they said that they could send me a keyboard, which was very, very nice of them, obviously. Now, it also comes with replaceable buttons for Mac, and it might be quite hard to see, but there's an out button and there's a CMD button. I assume this is replaceable buttons for Mac, because they are the Mac buttons. I assume it's if you've got a Hackintosh or something like that, where it's essentially Mac OS on a PC. Or if you have a Mac laptop and you plug in your keyboard, but that would be pretty fucking stupid in my opinion. I don't know, just my opinion. As far as the negatives go, I feel it's kind of hard to get used to coming from Black Widow Chroma. The buttons are very light to press, and sometimes my hand just kind of falls asleep on the keyboard, and I end up pressing all these buttons that I actually shouldn't be pressing. But if you can get used to that, I kind of am. I feel like it's actually better than my Black Widow Chroma. One thing I can also say that is for some maybe a negative, and that's a toast I'm not done eating, is this spacebar. It looks a bit weird, but it's actually really cool, and I quite like it. It's very vertically it is very tall, I guess you can say, but horizontally it's not that wide, and that is actually quite cool, because I don't know, it just fits my hand, and it's not wasting space, I feel. So it's actually pretty fucking good. Now, I also have had the issue where if I turn on my computer or whatever, sometimes the keyboard doesn't actually press any of the buttons, but I usually can fix it. I've only ever tried that I can actually fix it by just taking out the USB cable and plugging it in again, and it works perfectly. So, all in all, I really, really like this keyboard, and it's going to be definitely the new keyboard that I'm going to be playing. But just felt like doing this short review to let you guys know and talk about the product. I don't know if this will be just a one-time thing. I don't really see myself as professional reviewer or some guy who would like love to do this type of stuff, but it might be something that I'll do every once in a while. I saw Frankie on PC do a Final Mouse review. I am actually currently also playing the Final Mouse, which is one I bought myself, so I'd be also able to make a 100% my own opinion review. And since this mouse has gotten so much hype, I have been thinking about doing it, but if you guys request it, I might do it. But now let's get into the pick'em, and you guys can probably see who I've picked in the first 2 games. I actually have tried to record this video a couple of times, but it just didn't really work out, and now I'm trying again. So, for the first game, I'm quickly just going to tell you my thoughts for each game, and then I'm going to pick a team. I've picked Fnatic in the first one, and it's because, even though they have been in like a bad run of form, I think they're better than Vexed. I hope Vexed get out of groups, because I really like Rallen, and I really like Hyper as players. I'm also friends with Rallen, but it's not a guy that I generally talk so much to. But I kind of want them to succeed. That would be very nice to get like a new team up on one of the higher tiers, I guess you can say. But unfortunately, I do think that Fnatic will be the first ones to, go out of groups, I guess it is. I don't even know how this works, but if this is like Fnatic versus Vexed, I guess it would be. Yes, it is. It's Fnatic versus Vexed. If Fnatic wins, they go to the upper bracket or some shit. I would imagine. Not in a group stage, obviously. I don't know how it'll work, but at least I think Fnatic will beat Vexed, is what I'm trying to say. But I still hope that Vexed make it out of groups. That would be great. Yeah. Now, for the second game, it's Cloud9 versus Luminosity Gaming, and I've decided to pick Luminosity, and it's because Cloud9 are usually not that good at majors. This might be their moment, though. But I just don't know. It's I think Luminosity are actually a better team, and they are always very good at majors, and I think they will be again. It's kind of a shame. I don't think they've... Well, I think they've made it out of groups one time, but I think they actually should have made it out of groups at Cologne as well. They deserve to do it. But I think they were versus Fnatic or something. Some top team, which they narrowly got beaten by. But now, the next matchup here is TSM. Arguably the number 1 team right now. The Danish, I love the players, love the team. I'm a big TSM fanboy, not gonna lie, and I would argue that they've got the easiest groups of all of the teams in this major, so I'm definitely counting on them to get out of groups, and I think they will definitely beat Flipside. They don't have Simple anymore, and even though Simple is very toxic, he can shoot a lot of heads, and I think it's going to be hard without him, so I'm going to be definitely picking TSM. I probably would have, no matter what, if Simple wasn't here, and that's just the way it is, really. Now, G2 versus Mousesports. I think this could be a very, very close game, but G2 is kind of the old Kingwin, and I don't know. There's been a few changes, with Scream going to Titan and such, and Mousesports are generally very good at majors, in my opinion. So I will actually go with Mousesports. I don't think that I've seen them play much lately, but I just feel that whenever they actually play, they are really, really good. And I've got much respect for Chris J and his play style and just his personality or whatever. So I am really hoping that Mousesports actually win this game. Now, the next one, Virtus.pro versus Team Liquid. I think Team Liquid have Hiko currently, and he is a bit of a madman, but I don't think he can solo carry versus Virtus.pro, and I don't really rate the rest of the Team Liquid side as highly as the Virtus.pro players, which is why I'm simply going to pick Virtus.pro. This would be, if Team Liquid wins this will probably be the biggest possible upset of all of these games, I'd say. I think there's a bigger chance of, there's a lesser chance of Liquid beating Virtus.pro than, for example, Suji beating Navi, or Flipside beating CSM, something like this, Vex beating Fnatic. So I would definitely say that Virtus.pro should be winning that game. Now, as far as NIP Titan goes, I think Titan are getting better and better and better, and it's nice. I want them to get on top again, but at the same time, NIP is doing pretty much the same. For me, this will be a big coin flip. I could imagine it'll be like a 60-40 game in favor of NIP on Lounge, but I think it will actually be closer than that. And I think for shits and giggles, I'm going to go with Titan just because I can. And yeah, I could definitely see them win, but it all depends. This is one of those that I might change. The same with Luminosity, depending on like past results and stuff like this. As soon as the major gets closer, but I felt like doing the pick'em challenge now, and yeah. If not, you guys can obviously ask if I've changed anything. I'll try to answer. So, Envious versus Dignitas. Dignitas a very good team, but they picked up Tensky, and I actually really like Tensky as a player. I think he's phenomenal. But they replaced Schneider, and I think that's actually a good decision. But I would have much rather seen Team Dignitas go to the major with Nico, not only because he's a good friend of mine, but also because I don't see them like in a week becoming one of the best teams in the world with Tensky. He's a phenomenal player. The other players on the team are phenomenal, but it's a lot about team play. And even though most of the players probably have played with Tensky like previously, I still think it's going to take a ton of work. And I think that Envious are probably one of the best teams. Oh, Envious are one of the best teams currently, and therefore I think that they will definitely win this matchup. But I hope both Danish teams make it out of groups. That would be absolutely amazing. I'll be so happy. If they could meet in the final, that'd be fantastic, but I don't think Dignitas will get that far, unfortunately. But I hope TSM will. I really do. Na'Vi versus COG, I kinda already said this when I talked about chance of an upset in the Virtus Pro Team Liquid game. COG is not at the level of Na'Vi. I do though feel that COG is probably one of the best teams at upsetting top teams in best of ones. So it could likely be an upset here, especially if they get a map like Dust 2, which I know Na'Vi sometimes like to play, and COG, the amount of upsets they've made on Dust 2 is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm going to go with a safe pick. I am going to be picking Na'Vi. And that is going to be my pick'em challenge for Group Stage Day 1. Hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. Please leave a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. My name is NaToSaphiX, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, I am playing on HLTV and CSGO Lounge tonight. We beat ESC yesterday, 2-1 in maps, and I had a pretty good showing, as well as our team play working out really, really well. With no strats and only playing together for a week, it is looking phenomenally well. And we're playing Epiphany today. If we win, we go straight to Grand Final. If we lose, we go to the Consolidation Final, where we'll face Peter. And if we beat them, we'll still make it to the Grand Finals. But the Epiphany would have a 1-0 lead in the Grand Final. This is, yeah, you probably can research it yourself. But thanks so much for watching. I really love you guys. Kiss, kiss.